Hi, and welcome to a review of a Garmin Forerunner 935 versus the Garmin Instinct. I'm doing this because I was looking for a video and I could not find one, so I bought them both and figured I'd help out the internet for once rather than just borrow from the internet. So, quick profile on me. I'm based in the States. I'm not an active runner. I do run for fun. I'm not a triathlete. I'm not a marathon runner. I've done some 5Ks, but I am a data analytics gentleman by trade, so I like to have sort of that sophistication when I run, and this is an encouragement to run more when you have a nice watch, I guess. And of course, if you have an expensive watch, you'll run faster. I think that's how it goes. What I'm reviewing, 935 versus the Garmin Instinct. I believe this retails for 5 to 600 US. This goes for 300 US. I'll share my final end prices that I paid for them. But there are four buckets that I think I'm going to discuss: cost, which you just covered, sophistication, durability, and the last one being is just overall size. So I'll just give a quick rundown. Currently, I have the Vivo Active 3, which I've had since 2008. Before that, I had the tracking device, which maybe for 2 years. So I've been progressing up the scale and definitely a devout Garmin fan. I've seen some of their stuff from watches to GPSs to even their device on if you're a archer on you can put on compound bows for scope. So I believe in them, and I think they put out great, consistent products. So I'm not paid for any of this. I wish I was, and I probably put more time into it. But so let's talk quickly. So coming from the Vivo Active 3, on both of these, just be aware, not touch screens. If you need touch screens, if you like having that, be aware. These are not the watches for you. This watch, I think essentially the way I've read up on it, and which I definitely agree, the Forerunner 935 is the same watch fundamentally in the Garmin Instinct, but with a better shell. So the 935 compared to the Instinct has definitely some ups in terms of the technology. Obviously, the color screen is one right off the bat, you could tell, versus this. So if you need color, another reason to select the Garmin 935. Um, what else? I think this Instinct is nice because it has the extra little window up there, which you can customize. I'd always recommend with these watches that you've actually put the time into the watches and really customize and make them yours because it's a much better functioning product when you have it working for you. The bands are definitely different. This is a little more. I think they're both silicone, but this one feels like it could probably absorb more sweat and get nasty, require lots of cleaning. This one feels pretty slick, smoother. I think if I were to keep this one, I would probably keep this band. If I were to keep this one, I might keep it, but also buy a second band to make it a little more mine. If you're a big fan of the Casio look, the Jocko Willink look, which I am, if you're a fan of Jocko or not, he's a Navy SEAL that's awesome. Read his book, Extreme Ownership, and he's got a lot of good books and a great patriot. This watch is definitely meant to compete with the Casio, and I also think the price point is meant to challenge. It's to kind of hit that sweet spot below the Forerunner, below the Phoenix. So um, I think there's a few definitely distinguishing characteristics, and the biggest when I bought them both, my biggest concern was, is this one strong enough? Does this have enough technology? And the price differences. So let's just quickly go through those compare characteristics of it. So we'll work backwards from overall size. So you could see the size of this one compared to this one. This Instinct is definitely much, much thicker. Or maybe not much, much, but much. So just see them side by side. Uh, I've seen a lot of people complain on Reddit, which people do best about the weight. I mean, if you're that sophisticated where you need, a couple ounces make a difference on your quality of running, or it bothers you, which is valid if it bothers you, but weight definitely goes in favor of this one's being lighter. Um, but I think overall, yeah, so that's the size. Durability, without a doubt, the Instinct takes the prize. There's no doubt about it. If you're clumsy, if you're outdoors a lot, if stuff slips out, if you live off of life-proof cases on your technology, definitely you want this one. But there's trade-offs definitely. One thing I noticed is, and I've read this on a review, and I definitely agree with it, is when you press this button, like any of the buttons, see that? It's like a clicking sound. And that's because it's fresh. So this is brand new. But I could definitely see that this watch, after some time and or after some aggressive using, these clicky buttons might go. The sound might go away. You might need to push harder. I don't know, but I definitely see that. Just comparing that same concept here, I have never had any problems with my Vivo Active 3 with these buttons, so I don't suspect I would have actually my Vivo Active 3 does not have these buttons. I lied, but I've never had issues with these buttons so far that I've been using this. So that covers the overall size and structure. To sophistication perspective now, there's a lot of features in here that are in here. If you are a trained athlete, you want this one. If you are really savvy when it comes to analyzing your run, you want this one. If you are someone that, hiking is super important, you want this one. But foundationally, if you're not that big of an expert, you probably can get away with this one. It all depends on how the other areas of your scaling, right, in your brain work. So, like if cost is a big thing, you're trying to stay cheap and you just care about the basics and you love durability, this is an easy slam dunk for you. Me, I find myself more in the gray line where when I get to the cost, you'll see why. But I think I was struggling a lot where, first bought this, then I saw the qualities on this, the VO2, and that's definitely a struggle. So when it comes to sophistication, if you weight yourself as needing more sophisticated running, that's it. This does have I think they both have altimeters, but it's just, I read some reviews that this can get sweaty and nasty and cause you issues, like not as in not working, to be clear. So just full transparency on that. I think the heart sensors are definitely an upgrade from the Vivo Active 3. I could be wrong, but they look like they'd be the same. I also did order for the first time dust protectors for that. I hope it wasn't a waste of money. Um, so I bought it. They're both the same dust protector. So let's talk about. So we spoke about durability. We spoke about the size. We spoke about the sophistication. Let's talk about the price. So like I said, retails for I think between 500 and 600 US. Retails for 300 US. Current going for online US 200. I think that price is still around 500 US. However, this one I actually found online used. How much, John? I think I paid 290. I think it came to maybe, yeah, 290. And this is refurbished. So, but you can see it looks really good condition. Plus, you can buy a warranty if you want to spend the extra 20 bucks. So now, price is a big thing because, like I said, I'm not a sophisticated runner. So how do I scale down? If the price is a big gap, it would be much easier to select the instinct. However, when the price was within 100 bucks, what am I getting more for 100 bucks? Definitely getting the quality, the additional technology, however, at a cost, right? This is protecting it, this is not. So my final conclusion was I am actually going to keep the Garmin Forerunner 935 used. I think it's a great step. They both are great steps from the Vivo Active steps up. But I like the color, which I thought the color display is important. And I just thought it was had a little more technology in it. John, you're not a big runner. What's the difference? Yeah, you want to aspire to be. So that was it. So, however, if this was 500 bucks, it would be a no call. I'll go with the Instinct. And I don't care that it was refurbished. I think it's okay. But yeah. So again, the four areas we discussed: price. This costs more, even used. We discussed sophistication. This is slightly more sophisticated, but this does have its pros. Durability, we discussed that, no doubt about it, that's much more durable than Instinct. And then we also discussed overall size. This is a little bigger, weighs a little more, a little thicker. And then the other thing I just call out is the band. I think we spoke about that. So I hope you found this review helpful and it didn't eat up 10 minutes of your life. If you have any questions, you could comment them below. I will package this and return it. So have a blessed day, everyone. Bye.